video right there, and we're gonna drag it. You can drag it to the timeline, you can drag it to the bin, it doesn't matter. There's a pop-up. I gotta click no or yes, it doesn't matter what you click. So let's get started with it. So first you're gonna click the cog icon, which is up there. I'll zoom in for you guys to see, and I already have my template already saved, so you guys could just check it out and watch it, just have a glimpse, and then I'll talk to you about it after. So that's it right there. Okay, so let's go back to the video that we pulled, and we're gonna watch the settings, the properties of that video. So if you go to details, you can see that it's 1920 by 1080 and it's got 29 frames, and there's audio and there's other sampling that are very good to know, but it's not needed right now. Let's just minimize that up and let's look at the settings that we have above, because it doesn't really make sense to try to go above the quality that you already have, above the settings, the width and height that you already have. That doesn't make sense. You just be stretching it and blurring out your video. So let's get started. So it's 1920 by 1080. That's the same aspect ratio of the video that I put in it, and it's lining up with my settings pretty nice. Now, what's the problem? The problem is I have 60 frames per second when I should have 30. We're gonna change that to 30, because putting it at 60 frames just giving your computer a lot of work to try to produce a 60 frame when it's actually not 60 frame. That doesn't make any sense, but people actually do that, because I used to do that a lot, try to get 60 frames out of a 30 frame recording. That's just impossible. So let's get moving. Okay, you're gonna leave that on off. You're gonna go to 32-bit, because 8-bit is actually, everybody knows how the 8-bit games are. 8-bit games have a lot of pixel and all that stuff, so that means in the video too, it will actually take a lot of quality to make you render faster, but it will take a little bit of your quality away. So we're gonna go to 32 instead of 8. Okay, so you have that. That's usually this default, that is default, and we're gonna use best. You want to see the best quality, that's what you use. Gaussian blur, it's Gaussian blur is the most common blur, because the way it blurs your video, it's like it doesn't, there is no really way to really explain it, but the blur in a video is like certain movements wouldn't really look ricey, I would say, or jagged lines kind of around it. It's an anti-aliasing thing. If you know about anti-aliasing, you understand Gaussian blur on it, and motion blur on games like Battlefield. So this usually, it says blend fields, and that's a common thing. Disable resampling. Now this is where the Gaussian blur goes in sync with the disable resampling, because when you put smart sampling on, there is a kind of ghost feature that appears around fast moving objects, and that's usually when you have a lot of clips together, like you're probably doing some funny videos and you got a lot of clips that you're editing for YouTube, or you got a montage, or you have something like different pieces that you're putting together from videos all around. Especially when there's green in it, man, you see ghosting features all over it, and that's just annoying. So you want to disable resampling. And actually, disabling resampling is not a good thing, because it could actually, even in case this is more than one video, it could actually you could actually lose frame rates in disabling resampling. But in that case, when you have a lot of clips, it actually looks good. So let's just move on, and you want to make sure that this is ticked, and you want to start with this project every time, and we're just gonna apply that, and bam, and we're done with that. So next you want to go to, well, if you're finished editing your video, I'm not going to show you how to do that, maybe I could in the future videos. You want to click file, and you want to render your video out so it could be looking nice and sweet. So you want to go to main concept right there, if AAC, and you want to go down to internet HD. You want to click that, and you're going to customize the template. So I'll just scroll along to the one I created already and customize template. So as you can see, I got the HD 1920 by 1080. We want to put the profile on high to retain that quality. We want to go down to 30 FPS because the video was not in 60 FPS. And you want to untick these two things if they are to allow source to adjust frame rate. You want to untick those two. I don't think that would be by default. It's like that. None. You leave it as that. And I happened to change it by mistake. But anyways, you leave it as that, and I used to use variable bitrate, but I learned to know that with frames, variable can be a problem because you want to have a constant FPS, and sometimes your FPS drop and it drop below, let's say 20, and that's usually at loading screens and maybe a bomb explode and all the kind of things there. That messes up your video in rendering, and sometimes your video end up being a below 30 fps video when it renders out. Gives problem for YouTube. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna use constant bitrate, and we're gonna use something like 20,000. Why 20,000? Because that's kind of like the best quality ratio that you could get versus a good file size that is easier to upload on YouTube. So I wouldn't go below 14,000 because I mean I use Handbrake, which compresses your video. It loses a little bit of quality, but because the 20 million, it retains so much of a nice quality that you recorded in. It doesn't really lose much. So that's what you're gonna use. When this should be ticked already. Enable progressive download audio. Make sure you to include audio 48, as it had 48 hertz on the properties that I showed you, and here it is 192. That's usually the standard for CD quality, and nothing else would make sense to change there. It should be on use project settings and default, and click OK, and from that you just render your video out. Most likely you'd want to save the template as whatever you want to save it as. I save it as on YouTube. You can save it as anything you want. Let's save it as that, and then you click the save icon right there. Make sure to do that for the other one too. If you already skipped that, you do the same thing and you type in what you want and you save it also. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay royal.